So, why is Karen still bitter at Danny for helping Zach? I mean, Karen is whack. It's so disappointing. Totally thought she was, I guess I wasn't paying attention because Karen has always been whack. Okay, so Karen is not a good person. And I mean, it's really masked by she presents as likable. She's petite, has that petite little girl body. She has that country accent that's makes her seem safe. Something about that country accent. And then her cadence is not she doesn't have anger. It's not coming up as rough and harsh and angry and bold. It's coming across as soft, like her little soft voice, but then it's actually really like her words and her intention that's really weird. People say, oh, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I feel like it's both. I feel like it's also what you say, and that's why a lot of times people who know how to say things well can get you to do things that you don't want to do because you're paying attention to how they say it and not the actual words that they're actually using out of their mouth and the intention that they actually have for you. Some people grow up with trauma and they have anger that they've been pushing down their whole life, and then it comes up as an angry tone, but they're really a good person and they really have good intentions, but it's coming across as angry and a rough tone. So, anyway, just want to say that Karen is the type of person, she belongs to the population of people that are able to mask those things um, by, as I mentioned, the voice and the petiteness and this and that. Okay, so Karen is not a good person, and I think that Karen is a narcissist. Okay, there's different levels to being a narcissist, but in the end, they're all evil, and you just do not want to ever be around someone who's a narcissist. And I believe that she's a covert narcissist. I think she's like a low level narcissist, meaning she's not the worst. She's on the lower end of the scale. Um, and let's talk about Karen being bitter with Danny for helping Zach when she kicked him out of the house. I mean, please. Karen wanted to see Zach suffer. She wanted to punish Zach, and Karen just wanted her get back. She wanted to get back at Zach for hurting her, for cheating on her. She wants to be in control. She wants to have power. So if Zach is there cheating on her, then she's not in control. She doesn't have power. It's Zach who has the power. So they both have issues, and just like usual, Zach seems to be somewhat of a people pleaser. Zach, I think, is the scapegoat of his family. Remember that Zach comes from a narcissistic family structure. Okay, so he's one of the good ones out of that system. I believe that he is a chosen one and he's the scapegoat. And so naturally, those who are like Zach with those types of situations, then they end up being with narcissists. And Karen is a narcissist. So it's just how it goes. And Zach is breaking away from Karen. Karen is dumb because she knows that she likes to control Zach and she sees Zach's true potential. Okay. And if you remember, Fatima didn't want to let go of Zach because she was like with potential like that. So Fatima saw Zach's potential. Fatima saw Zach as a diamond in the rough and she's willing to work with Zach, okay? But Karen didn't want that. Karen wanted Zach to just be everything that she wants him to be, not willing to see his great, great potential, okay? Because Fatima is not a narcissist. Karen is a narcissist, and narcissists want to control you, they want to use you, they want to avoid you. Okay? So that's exactly what we see Karen do. We heard Zach tell Danny when Zach was at the airport, telling Danny, like, hey, she's always putting me down, she's always demeaning me, she always sees the worst in me, and she wants to remind me of the worst in me, and she's not. He didn't say this, but she's definitely not helping him to get better and to come out of that cycle. And he can see he never had a woman to help him come out of that cycle until Fatima. So here we go, seeing that Karen was definitely not the right person for Zach. But Karen never wanted to see Zach prosper um, if she's not attached to it, right? So we see that Karen said she lent Zach so much money, blah, blah, blah. That's why Zach was paying her back by the 5,000s, right? Because she threw it in his face 24/7. Who wants that? Karen is the type of person, she doesn't want to see Zach prosper without her being attached to it, without her receiving and benefiting from it, or without her being able to take the credit and have power. Karen wants power. She's not a good person, and she's mad at Danny and she's bitter at Danny because Danny and Zach were friends before Karen met Zach. Danny's the reason why Karen even knows Zach. So Danny knows that Zach has good qualities. He knew that before she introduced him to Karen, right? So Danny finds out that Zach was staying in the shelter, and she invites Zach to come and live with her, but not for free. She's like, I want help paying half the rent. And Zach's paying half the rent, like to be on the couch. So, I mean, it's a really great deal for her, all right? Now we see that Karen has power and control issues 100%. When Karen kicked Zach out of the house, she did not care about him at all. She didn't care about his like well-being at all. Where's he gonna stay? What's he gonna do? She doesn't care. It's all about her. If if Zach is not benefiting her, being good to me and doing the things that she wants. She doesn't care if he's sleeping on the street, if he goes to a shelter, nothing. She did not care at all. Okay? Zach had no one and he had to go to the shelter. All right? Now, Danny does care about Zach's well being because she could have just followed the crowd and been like, oh, you cheated on my friend, blah, 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 you need to suffer. But you can see that Danny has a good heart. Okay? Although she was going to benefit from Zach living with her to pay half the rent, still, Zach ended up living with Danny, right? So, Danny, I don't think she's a people pleaser, but she's also kind of gross because she was willing to rock the boat. She was trying to flirt. She was flirting with Zach, rocking the boat, trying to rock the boat with Zach on the first night that he moved in. So it's not like Danny's perfect to herself anyway, all right? But in the end, Karen is bitter because Danny helped Zach, um, and she wanted Zach to suffer. Karen is a narcissist. She's not a good person, and that's it.